Have you ever noticed how the deeper you dive into thinking, the more disconnected you feel from others? How the clearer your understanding becomes, the quieter the world around you grows. This isn't just your imagination. Throughout history, society has often pushed aside those who think deeply, not because their ideas are wrong, but because those ideas reveal uncomfortable truths. Look at the past. From Socrates to Hypatia, from Copernicus to Ada Lovelace, visionary minds have been met with skepticism, exclusion, or worse. It's not a lack of intelligence that threatens society. It's the unsettling mirror these thinkers hold up to the collective consciousness. Philosophers like Friedrich Nietzsche argued that true insight can be isolating. Intelligence, in its purest form, exposes realities that many prefer to ignore. But why? Why does society so often reject those who challenge the status quo with their intellect? The answer lies deep within human nature. Think about it. When you meet someone physically stronger, you might admire them. When you encounter someone wealthy, you may feel inspired or perhaps envious, but rarely threatened on a personal level. However, when someone's intellect surpasses your own, something different happens. Psychologists call this the reflective challenge. A deep thinker doesn't just share new ideas. They reflect back your own limitations, your blind spots, and your unexamined beliefs. And that reflection can feel threatening. It's not just a conversation, it's a confrontation with yourself. This is why deep thinkers often face resistance, sometimes even hostility. The presence of intelligence challenges our self-image. Unlike external traits like strength or wealth, intelligence strikes at the core of who we believe ourselves to be. When that image is questioned, many react defensively, not out of arrogance, but self-preservation. This self-preservation is why, throughout history, intellectual pioneers have been marginalized. Their ideas don't just shake foundations, they shake egos. Human beings naturally protect their sense of identity, sometimes at the cost of truth. Think back to your own experience. Have you ever shared an idea that required deeper thought, only to be met with silence or a quick change of topic? This isn't accidental. It's a psychological shield. When confronted with challenging ideas, the mind often retreats to familiar, comfortable ground. This instinctual resistance is supported by modern science. Neuroscience shows that when people feel intellectually threatened, the amygdala, the brain's alarm system, activates. Deep thinking triggers the same primal response as physical danger.
Why? Because humans evolved to prioritize social cohesion over intellectual conquest. For thousands of years, belonging to a tribe meant survival. Being rejected could mean death. So, our brains are wired to favor acceptance over challenging conversations. When a highly intelligent person enters a social setting, they disrupt this balance. Their presence questions the group's ideas and norms, activating defensive mechanisms as if facing an adversary. This is why deep thinkers often feel isolated, not due to social ineptitude, but because their intellect unintentionally challenges group harmony. Studies even show that in group settings, people feel more threatened by intelligence than in one-on-one interactions. Social status becomes paramount. If someone feels overshadowed by a deep thinker, they might try to exclude or undermine them to protect their own standing. Cognitive biases also play a role. The Dunning-Kruger effect shows that those with less knowledge tend to overestimate their understanding, while experts often doubt themselves. This gap creates friction. Add in the preference for familiar ideas over new, uncomfortable truths, known as status quo bias, and you have a perfect storm of resistance. The digital age has amplified these effects. Social media algorithms reward catchy, emotionally charged content over nuanced discourse. Viral videos often favor simplicity and charisma rather than depth. This makes it harder for complex, thoughtful ideas to find a broad audience. So, what does all this mean for deep thinkers? The rejection of intelligence is not just social, it's biological and cultural, rooted in our evolution and magnified by modern life. This doesn't mean you should stop sharing your ideas, far from it. But understanding these forces can help you navigate the challenges of being a deep thinker in a world that often favors comfort over complexity. And what does society embrace instead? Comfort, familiarity, predictability. Arthur Schopenhauer, one of history's most candid philosophers, described intelligence as a burden. Unlike others who celebrated intellect as a key to success, he saw it as a source of struggle, a force that alienates its bearer from the masses. Schopenhauer introduced the concept of the will, a blind drive underlying all human behavior. Most people follow this will seeking pleasure, comfort, and safety. Deep thinkers, however, cultivate what he called the will to truth, a relentless pursuit of reality, even when it leads to discomfort and isolation. While most find meaning in routine, entertainment, and social approval, deep thinkers often feel restless, sensing a deeper void. They see through facades and social games, craving genuine depth in a world that favors surface-level exchanges. This profound divide creates loneliness, but also a unique clarity. Understanding it is the first step toward embracing your role, not as a societal outcast, but as a vital voice pushing humanity forward. So next time you feel alone in your thoughts, remember, the discomfort you inspire is often a sign that you are illuminating truths others aren't ready to face, and in that illumination lies the potential for real change.